So guys, in this video we're going to be taking a look at the CSS background properties and the background shorthand property. So as you can see here, I've got a div with 500 of low-rem words and dummy words and a shield, a yellow background, and the shield devs logo here at the top right corner. So for the HTML file here, what I've got is just a div in the body with the dummy words, the dummy text, and a link to the external style sheet we're going to be using. So I'm gonna go from this top. So yeah, first of all, I've set the height for this div so that it is something, not 100%, it won't work. 800 pixels would be great. So yeah, I've got some height for this, but it actually doesn't, we cannot see it because this would eventually override it because the background is yellow, so we can't notice the difference. So first of all, to change the background color, we have this CSS property called background dash color, and it can take three types of values. Hex color value, which can be FF0000. This is the color hex value for red, as you can see here, and it can take the value. It can take an color name, red. Red. It's the equivalent of that color code I wrote here, a hashtag FF0000. You can learn. You can take all these hex values from the internet, and we can put an RGB or RGBA value. I'm gonna teach you RGB. I'm gonna tell you about RGB only today, in which we put the amount of color to put, and the maximum is 255. So for that, it is, this one is the code, 255. See, it's the very same, doesn't matter. So for now I'm gonna just put the color name red so you guys don't get confused. So that's how we put the background color for any div or anything, basically anything, everything. And yeah, to put the background image I had here, we have the property of background dash image, and for the value we need to specify the URL. So we do it like URL and parentheses, and inside the parentheses we put these single quotes, and then the URL to the file, to the image. My image is in the same folder as my website, as you can see, image.png. So I don't need to specify a folder, so I'll just put it image.png, and as you can see here, it puts my image in here, any image you want. So yeah, and please be sure about that, what do you call it, this thing, the, what do you call it, extension. So yeah, and then we have, as if we see that this background image is of 100 by 100 pixels, and but this is repeating a lot of times, which we don't actually want in some cases. So we can change that by the background dash repeat property, and if I don't want this to repeat, if I want this to appear only once, I can put it like no repeat, the value no dash repeat. Save this and refresh. We see that there's only one instance of that, and other values this takes is actually at default this repeats it horizontally and vertically both ways. If I wanted to repeat only horizontally, I'll do it like repeat X. Refresh this, it repeats horizontally only, and if I want to repeat vertically only, I'll use repeat Y. As you can see, it would repeat vertically only. So yeah, for now I'll go with no repeat. Yeah, this. So yeah, I want, but once I've got this no repeat thing, let me just actually, if we control this, we see that this is scrolling up like I want this background image to stay right here, not to scroll with it. So then comes handy the background dash attachment property, which takes two values, fixed or scroll. The default or auto also is scroll, and auto can be actually changed by the browser. That's the difference between auto and a scroll. If in future the browser wants to change the default value, it can be changed to fixed. So yeah, for now, if the value is fixed, you see that it remains fixed. And why this shifted to a little bit left in the top, it's because when we specify the position of the background, it is relative to the, why is this thing coming, I don't know. So yeah, when we specify this, it is the position is relative to the parent. If background attachment fixed is specified, so the position of the background is relative to the parent of the element, any element you want. For now, I'll just put it on scroll, the default one. Also, if I don't want this to come right here, if I want this to be like on the top right corner or the bottom right corner, there's the property, as you might have guessed, of background position. And it can take several types of properties, like right top, we'll make this on the top right corner, and like left top is the default as we had back then, and they can be left bottom. Oh, as you see here, just a second, it's actually right here, we have to scroll them. And right bottom is right here, get that? Yeah. So yeah, now it actually, if you look at this, actually one thing more, we can also specify this by the number of the pixels. So if I want this to be like, they can be a property of center also. Refresh, so it is in the center. And they can be one, and if I want this to be like 500 pixels from the top and 300 pixels from the left, they can be cases. So then I use it like 300 pixels and 500 pixel relative to the element. So you see it's 300 pixels from the left margin and 500 pixels from the top. So that's how we do that. And you can change the values. You can also put them in percentages. I won't go for 300%, 30%, 50%. You see, we get this 30% from the left and 50% from the top. But now, as we see that this thing, all of these properties occupy too much space, and it would be really cool if we had a shortcut for this, wouldn't it? Well, we are lucky. We have this shorthand background property, which goes like just background, and it specifies all of these properties in just one statement. So it goes like this: background color, which is in our case red, and then background image, which is in our case URL image.png. Background repeat, which is no repeat property, and the background attachment, which is scroll, and the background position 30% and 50%, which is and this whole statement is equivalent to this. And a way to remember, you can actually remember these easily, but this shorthand property is a bit hard to remember. So the way I learned this is the shortcut CRAP, just color, image, repeat, attachment, and position. That's how it goes. CRAP. Yeah. So if I delete this, it will be equivalent to this. See, there's no difference. And also one thing, if I neglect this, if I neglect the background scroll, background attachment, it will take it for what was the default. It will make it default. So it will make it scroll like if I have this property, background fixed, which is relative to that. So yeah, that's I have my image fixed, background fixed. But if I want it to be fixed, I need to specify that fixed property. If I if I want it to be scroll, I don't need to. If just in case it doesn't inherit from from its parent. For that, there's another value of inherit. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's episode, and I'll see you next time in the next episode.